People don't realize the importance of having set boundaries for different areas of your life. For example, you have a manager and he's treating you like crap. Well, you can sit there and suck it up, or you can calibrate the situation and ask yourself, is he stepping out of line? Is this tolerable? And I feel a lot of this comes from just having established boundaries where you know what you're willing to put up with and not put up with. That way, when a situation happens and it's something that maybe you experienced in the past, and if when it happened the first time in the past you told yourself, okay, if this ever happens again, I am not gonna put up with it. I'm gonna put a stop to it as soon as I see it happening. So at that point, you have established a boundary for that instance. And let's say you wouldn't have done that. Well, the instance happens again. You're gonna do the exact same thing. You're just gonna follow your same pattern, unless you choose to change it. So for example, back to the manager thing. Let's say your manager goes off on you, right? Like cusses you out. Okay, it could have happened the first one and you were kind of caught off guard and whatnot. It happens again. Are you really going to sit there and let him talk to you like that? Or are you just going to be like, hey, look, you're not going to yell at me. Nobody yells at me. So a couple of things can happen at this point. I'm going to leave. I'm going to report you. Or you never raise your voice at me. I don't put up with that. Who says you can't do that? If someone's being disrespectful, like, yeah, they might hate you, but they can't fire you. They can, like, make up stuff and whatnot, but then you're like, well, you know, this happened. I really think he doesn't like me because I stood up to him. And let's see what HR has to say about it. Same thing applies for a relationship. Let's say your girlfriend disrespects you in some way, or a girl you're dating. An example of this is one time, a couple of times actually, it happened. You know, the first time I was on a date, the girl kept texting. I didn't know what to do. You know, and then it happened again with a different girl, and this time I just stood up, some money on the table to cover the bill, and I told her, like, hey, when you're done texting, give me a call or something. And I walked out. That was my boundary. Tolerate a rude person. I will not spend my time with a rude person. I'm taking time out of my day to hang out with this girl, and she's gonna sit there and text message. That doesn't work in my world, you know. So for every situation that happens to me, I like to step back and reassess what I could have done better, especially in business situations. You know, this applies for everything. This applies for your family. This applies for your relationships, your kids, work, co-workers, people on the street. You know, like I'm at a club, a guy steps on my shoe. He better turn around and apologize. That's my boundary. That's my condition for me to not have to escalate it. Is like, he turns around and apologizes. He shows me respect for doing what he did. And I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on? You stepped on my shoe. And if he still doesn't do it and he wants to escalate it, then that's a different story. But basically, he broke my boundary, so I'm gonna do this. Another boundary I have set, if I'm out, let's say I'm on a date or something, and this is more with like a girl that I'm dating long term, and some guy comes up to us and tries to hit on him, I'm just gonna tell him, like, hey, fuck off. I really don't want to sit there and be civil. I really don't want to sit there and talk to him. it's like I'm doing my thing. Just get out of here. And I've had to really stress this a couple times in the past. I mean, I would straight out tell you to go fucking do it, but I don't know how much you care about having control over your life, But I would sit down and kind of reassess, different environments that I'm in, different situations that I've been under, different times where something happened that I didn't like the outcome, and kind of break down what I could have done better. Because it's the same thing if you want to substitute boundary for value. You can have a very strong family value and be with someone who doesn't have strong family value. Your boundary could be like, this person doesn't have strong family values, therefore I'm only gonna date them, but I won't pursue anything serious because they don't meet my requirements. But I have a good connection and we're both having fun, so let's continue it. Another one could be working. My boundary for a job is that I'm never working for somebody else. I refuse to work a 9 to 5 ever. So that's my boundary right there. If someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, we want to hire you for blah blah blah," oh no, I don't work. I'll do consulting where I'll come in and tell you guys what to do, but I won't work for you. I won't work for you. I've had offers, people who were like offering to give me a down payment on a house, and move me to another state, and a couple things like that. And I just told them no. I don't do that. I'm not looking for a job. I politely refused the offer, and I explained to them that I'm not looking for a job, that I would do consulting. But that's where my boundary lies. I had people come and ask me for money. My boundary is that I don't let anybody borrow money, ever. Hey man, can I borrow like $20? I don't have cash. Hey man, can I borrow like $100? I need to feed my family and I can't afford the rent this month and we're gonna get evicted. Oh no man, I spent all my money. I don't care what your excuse is. I'm not gonna give you money. I'm not gonna lend you money. I don't trust you. There's maybe like 2 or 3 people that I would make an exception. If you think about a moment when you were completely decisive on something, like you knew you had to have it, like you knew that's the one you wanted and that's the only one, and you were willing to do whatever you had to do to get it. You take that state, that feeling, and we apply it to how you would feel if you made the decision being completely decisive. If we took that feeling and applied it how you would feel by making a decision based off of a boundary that you had preset, it would feel the same way, because in your head you would already have the established lines for you to do something or not do something to a certain way. So really, having boundaries in place make your life a lot easier. It reduces your conscious strain. It reduces the amount of conscious work you have to do if you already have a pre-established boundary or strategy for making a decision. That's why I feel having boundaries based off of your values and goals is important. Like if a girl wants me to take her to a restaurant for our date, well, first of all, I don't need food from restaurants, unless it's like a cheap meal or something. I'm not some fat bastard that fucking can't cook. I'd rather know what's going in my body and how much of it and how much protein I'm getting and what are my macros, That's more important to me. So if a girl wants to go on a date, we can get a coffee, we can walk around the mall, we can go to like a bar or club. I'm not gonna drink. I don't drink, but we can do it. So it's really having the boundary as part of being fully congruent with yourself.